Hey YouTubers, how you doing? I just wanted to go over a new tool I got and some of the pros and cons because I did a lot of research on this tool, and it's very hyped up on the web, and I started using it, and I kind of like a lot of things about it, and I don't like a lot of things about it. I'm a festool guy. I got festool stuff all over the place. I have just about every festool, but this Surfprep, I've read good things about. And the nice thing about this Surfprep is I believe it's a 3mm orbital pattern, as opposed to like on an RTS 400, it's a 3mm semi-orbital pattern. So this cuts better. Given the same abrasive on each, I noticed this cuts about maybe 25% faster. And that's going to be like on the Rotex, where it has a complete circle versus a random orbital. You throw it in the complete circle to cut faster. A couple things I really like on the Surfprep. It's light. I believe this company was made by women, and they were targeting their tools for women. And in that case, they made it very light. I like that. I'm a guy, but I got to hold this thing up over my head. I mean, I got woodwork upon woodwork to refinish here. So the weight is great. The button's awesome. Button right on the top. You know, my son was using it. He has trouble with the festool getting to the button. It's awkward to put it on and off with his hands. He can handle this. He was actually out here helping me sand. The electronic speed control, I don't like this. This is stupid. Just put a dial on it. This is so much easier, so much simpler. And the other problem I have, this plugged into the vac will not turn on the festool vacs. I plug it into the vac, I put the vac on auto, the tool goes, it listens, but then nothing ever happens. So this does not work with the vac, which is a major disappointment. The adapter they sent me for the vac, this piece, again, I have multiple festool vacs. You screw this in. We tried. There is no way to get that to go into there. It's just too big. Plus this is very thick. So this adapter will not fit the festool vac, even though they told me it would. Now festool makes a couple different size hoses, so I said, well, let me grab my other one. I have the nice, you know, $950 CT36 here. So I grabbed this one. This has a bigger hose. I said, well, let's put it in this one. So I tried this. This hose is just too big. It's not even close to fitting. So it doesn't fit the small festool hose. It doesn't fit the big festool hose. I don't know what they think this fits. But yeah, that was kind of a major disappointment. I bought the whole kit. I knew I'd be stripping the store. They said it has every sandpaper in it. Well, I opened up the kit, and the most aggressive sandpaper they have is P80, which, I get it, is enough. I tried it, and you can see the corner. I burned through this in less than one of these panels. This sandpaper is just, I don't know what they're doing with their abrasives. I literally used it for about 4 minutes, and it's gone. It's absolute crap. I then went to my festool abrasives. I've been using this abrasive for, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff on this door so far, and it's not even ready, it's not even burnt out. And this is I believe this is a P40 diamond, which they don't make the white stuff anymore. Now it's blue. But it lasts, and it cuts 3 times as fast as this. You know, the grip feels very similar. This feels a little finer, but it cut 3 times as fast as this P80. And I'm still here for, you know, half an hour, just sanding away. So that's that. A couple more things on the tools. They're bopping back and forth. My son prefers a festool, even though it's too big for him to hold. He likes the weight and the feel of this one better, but he said this one does better. It doesn't cut as fast. Like both of these sanders with the same abrasive on them, this will cut 25% faster, and that's because of the random pattern. It is lighter, but the pad is also about 25% smaller. So, you know, if you got to do something flat, yes, this cuts 25% less fast, or sands 25% less fast, but you have 25% more pad. And the other thing I noticed that, you know, on the festool, the pad comes out of the front here, kind of like a mouse sander. So when I'm getting in areas like here, I'm able to reach in there and around the corner all the way to the edge. This one, the pad doesn't stick out, it's much thicker. So when I go to try and get in there, I can't get all the way in there. I think a good improvement on the sander would have been to make this pad, actually a good improvement would have been to make several different bases, first off, like festool did. Just make different bases, you know, or make an extending base. But if they just brought this out another ½ inch in the front, you know, where it would come out like this and not have tool body behind it, that would go such a long way towards getting into areas. So that's it. This is the kit I got. I got the full-blown kit. I bought everything I could because I'm one of those guys that likes to have everything on hand. Tell you the truth, I've just kind of been using the P80 sandpaper on it. I haven't gotten to any of these, but truthfully, for stripping, fine. Fine. There. Okay, here's a course. This looks like a Reuben. I don't know if it's going to hold up. I'll have to come back. The padding is nice and firm as opposed to this, which is very squishy. So I guess I got a squishy course here, which I'll probably try, but I think I'm going to get frustrated and just pull out my soda blaster and blast the profiles. But yeah, this sandpaper, like just running my finger over it, it feels smooth. It feels like, you know, here's a piece of Reuben. It feels like the Reuben, like it's really made for finishing wood. This thing's supposed to be a stripping sander, and their course, this is 120. This feels like this might be 100. I don't know. We'll see how it holds up. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a medium. Did I even have a... That's finer, that's finer. So I don't have anything coarser than a medium. And a medium's like 100, 120, it feels like. But it doesn't feel like these are very sharp and cutty. Oh, this is a coarse. Here's a coarse. Medium to coarse, there's not a whole lot of difference. The coarse is on the gray back, a little stiffer back. But it still just doesn't feel like... It doesn't feel like little knife edges on it. It feels rounded. It feels like a cheap sanding sponge is what it feels like at Home Depot. You pick them up, you know, you grab those sanding sponges and I think there's one somewhere, and they just don't feel like they're well made, and then you pick up a roll and you're like, wow, this bites to my finger. This doesn't feel like real bitey sandpaper, but we'll try it when we get to the point, we get to there. Anyhow, I just wanted to give you my input on this sander. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. I definitely don't think it's not worth the money I paid for it. It's a very cool sander, but it needs a little work. They need better abrasives. They need to bring out that front lip a little bit. They need to make it work with a freaking vacuum. Forget the electronics. Electronics and power tools, when you wash them down, they get wet. They sit out are just crap. Just put a switch on it and a dial. Why even bother with all this? It's cool that it's there, but I don't understand it. I got to plug the thing in. I got to hold it for a couple seconds. Now the light's blinking. Before it was constant. You know, I'm a computer guy, and I can sit here and read the manual, but I don't have time to read a manual for a sander, people. Come on. Like, just make the thing plug in and work, you know? If I have to read a manual on every tool I buy, I'd be reading manuals. But that's it. I mean, I'll show you a little sanding with it, just to give you an idea. Now, I'm using the really abrasive festool stuff on it. Unfortunately, I can't use my vacuum with it, which is very disappointing. If I take an area, I did it. And this is more aggressive than the sandpaper they give you. I'm not going to bore you with it, but yeah, and that, what, 30 seconds, it got through 25% of the finish. It will take me on this little square probably a good minute, or probably a good 4 or 5 minutes just on this square to sand. And this is a door where the polyurethane has pretty much deteriorated to the point where it's pretty worn off already. I can't imagine trying to strip something real with it. But yeah, that's it for me. I figured I'd just give you, you know, the pros and cons I see with this thing. Again, pros, very lightweight, very easy to control. Buttons awesome. It's quiet. This doesn't make much noise. I like that a lot on it. It's quiet. And the cons, dust collection could be better. They have 4 little dust collection holes. Seems to work, but I think festool is better on the dust collection. Could come out the front longer. Their vacuum adapter, I can't get it to work with any of my festool vacs. What else? Yeah, I think it's a good tool. Needs a little work, but could be a good tool. And get rid of the electronics, people. Like, who's using these electronics? You need something simple. But that's it for me. So I'm out. Thanks for watching.